Niger State Police Command has confirmed the arrest of the village head of Guiwa, Garba Mohammed, along with 13 others for allegedly harboring and supporting armed bandits operating in Mashegu Local Government Area. Spokesperson Wasiu Abiodun said the arrest followed a coordinated raid on Friday by police operatives and local vigilantes targeting known bandit camps in Guiwa and Tele villages. The village head was accused of using his residence to shield bandits and provide them with logistical support. A search of his compound led to the recovery of 4 motorcycles and 10 cattle believed to belong to the criminals. On May 23rd, around 9 a.m., our team arrested the Mai Angwan of Guiwa for aiding banditry. His home was found to be a hideout for wanted elements, the statement read. The operation was part of a broader clearance initiative, which also covered the Magama Danji forest and other suspected kidnapper hideouts in Mashegu. Police said several suspects fled during the raids, some with possible gunshot wounds, as security teams intensified efforts to rid the region of criminal activity. The Niger State Police Command reaffirmed its commitment to restoring peace in the area and warned that community leaders found complicit in aiding criminality will face the full weight of the law. Now, over time, we have talked about the high rise of terrorism, of banditry, the senseless killings and death, children, women. We've talked about it as regards, the senseless attacking of livestock as regards cattle, and many people have fled from their communities just because, when we talk about community, the homeland, where you were born, where you were breeded, the only place they know, they have fled into IDP camps. And in the position of leadership, we have people like this aiding and shielding criminals. What are your thoughts on this report?
It's terrible. It's not something anybody should welcome. Anyway, it's also possible. It's also good that some arrest has been made. But there's also a question that comes to mind.
Okay.
They said the palace or his home is a hideout for kidnappers or bandits, but no bandit was arrested there. I also hope there is no mistake being made. I mean, what was recovered at the raid is motorcycles, which could belong to him, which could also be that of the belonging to the bandit, which would also be a proof of aiding logistics, like they said, aiding the bandit with logistics. But one would also want to know that was a proper investigation made. I mean, it's easy for somebody to allege against anybody. I would have been more comfortable if since his place is a hideout, and if I were the security persons, at least from what you have seen, since his place is said to be a hideout for banditry, the investigation would have been such so that they would arrest some bandits there. Yes, or the vehicles, the motorcycles are arrested. Is there a proof? I mean, do we have evidence that these particular motorcycles have been used for banditry? So I think these are the things the police would have to convince the people. It is, but beyond this, I think it's good that a concerted effort is made to fight this banditry. But I also hope, like I'm saying, that in the course of doing this, we don't implicate innocent people, because if you said his place is a hideout, an investigation has been carried out, and you arrested, there was a raid at the hideout of some banditry. The places mentioned where the raid was we are in the forest, so I would have also wanted the raid to be carried out. If the raid were carried out when some bandits were hiding in his place, that would have been more fantastic. That would have made their case easier. So I think our security agencies should be more careful when they make this arrest. They should do it in such a way that it will be difficult for the person to get off the hook. I mean, if some bandits were arrested in his palace or his domain, I don't think, or rather, I think he would have a difficult time explaining what those bandits were doing in his place.
As opposed to explaining what motorcycles and cattle were doing
except
in his place.
the cattle in that part of the country, almost everybody have a cattle. He can also claim they are his own cattle. From my understanding, except there are markings on the body of the cattle, you cannot prove the cattle belongs to this person or not. I mean, they are not like vehicles that have chassis number and all that. They are just animals and they cannot prove. Then the motorcycles, it could be questionable to know why he has maybe many of them in his domain. Maybe he has some explanation to make, but I would have been happier if those motorcycles would have been, you know, there is evidence that these motorcycles was noted to have been used for such activities.
What if this information got to the police through an intelligence report? Because oftentimes, when these things happen, they always say the police is your friend, people should speak up. You know, it could stem from a possibility that the villagers are tired and they've noticed certain, you know, unexplainable moves being put up by this person.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's possible that the guy is really involved in the accusation, but the thing is that if it goes all the way to court, it will become his word against his word. It will become, what evidence do you have against him? So if your evidence, if your investigation is not watertight, even if he's guilty, he may be let off the hook because the court will operate on evidence. Okay, you said this guy is involved with providing logistic or hiding bandits in his domain, providing them accommodation. Did you see anyone there? No, we arrested some in the bush. Does he live in the bush? And also, that's the perspective I'm looking at it from, carrying out the investigation and making the arrest in such a manner that the person so arrested would have little alibi to escape. But if you do it haphazardly, the guy may be guilty, but because it has not been properly done, he can get off the hook and continue his nefarious activities.